Hi, welcome to SCR Sports Picks. I'm Peter Lojax. Week 5 in college football. This is our weekly call with Steve from collegefootballwinning.com, where we break down one game in depth. I'm very excited because this week Steve has chosen the Michigan State-Indiana game. A lot of people debating this game back and forth, and we've actually seen some significant line movement on the game recently. Steve, it's week 5 in college football, so things are in full swing at collegefootballwinning.com right now, right, with your formula picks?
Well, they're in full swing, but we still have yet to release any formula picks, and we will not yet, again, this week, week 5. So as you know, we're a company founded on making our betting recommendations primarily using these algorithmic sets. That's what we call our formula. And those sets we need to see the numbers being predictive and consistent. So every year, it takes a number of weeks until we can get those, we can lock on to the consistent predictive set. So we're still in that process right now, which makes this the perfect time to join collegefootballwinning.com, because you haven't missed a single formula betting recommendation. And those formula betting recommendations are 59.89% over the lifetime. That's almost 500 betting recommendations.
All right, that's what Steve does. And the free picks at his site have also been doing very well long-term as well. Steve, Michigan State and Indiana, bounce back spot for Michigan State. Are they a great bet as just a small favorite at Indiana, or is this the classic trap? And the line was 7.5 earlier in the week. It's now down to 6.5, so I'm assuming that was some sharp money that came in on Indiana. The total's also taken a dip from 53.5 to 52. The Greek is still holding 7 and 52.5, though. Steve from collegefootballwinning.com, what's your take on this game? Bounce back spot and value with Michigan State, or a trap and you want to fade them?
Okay, great setup, Peter. So let's orient ourselves to the historical expectations, which is how I see these point spread betting lines. So for both these coaches at these schools in this spot, and a lot of this information comes from my book, The Betting Black Book, which details the betting history of all the current FBS head coaches going back 10 years. So Indiana, with head coach Kevin Wilson at home, he's 15, 16, and 4 against the spread. So pretty much meeting expectations, maybe just slightly under, but pretty much where the public thinks they should be. Michigan State, on the other hand, with head coach Mark D'Antonio, away, Peter, in away games, 30, 14, and 3 against the spread. That's 68.18% against the spread. So he is just crushing expectations. Mark D'Antonio, who's been at Michigan State since 2007, is one of the absolute best against the spread coaches in away games in all of football. So let's orient ourselves that way. Indiana, in Big Ten games under Kevin Wilson, 16, 21, and 3 against the spread. That's 43.24%. That is underperforming expectations. Michigan State under Mark D'Antonio in Big Ten games, 43, 31, and 2 against the spread. That's 58.11%. Again, one of the best against the spread coaches in the Big Ten. Indiana under Kevin Wilson, when they are small to medium underdogs, just like in this spot. So I define small to medium underdogs as being an underdog of at least 3 points and going all the way up to 13.5 points. So field goal, but under 2 touchdowns. Kevin Wilson at Indiana, 3, 12, and 2. It's just 20% against the spread. So this is a bad spot for the Hoosiers. Michigan State against Indiana with both head coaches here. They've played each other 5 times. Michigan State has covered the spread 4 of the last 5 times. They have outscored Indiana. Michigan State has outscored Indiana 236 to 101. So that averages in their 5 games about 47 points per game for Michigan State to just 20 points per game for Indiana. The average margin of victory against the spread for Michigan State, the 5 times they've played Indiana with both head coaches there, is 10.9 points per game, Peter. Now, if I'm playing devil's advocate, as you sort of set that up, why the relatively short line in this game? Well, we know that Indiana threw 5 interceptions last week, and they still almost beat undefeated Wake Forest. The turnover margin was -5 in that game. You're not going to win too many games or beat too many spreads when you're -5 in turnover margin. Michigan State now on the scoreboard was destroyed by Wisconsin last week, 30-6. But if you saw that game, It was much closer. It sounds like a cliche, but it was much closer than that score indicates. Michigan State actually outgained Wisconsin in that game in terms of total offensive yards. And turnovers told the tale there. And, there are turnovers of different stripes. So when you turn the ball over because your punter mishandles a snap on your own 5-yard line, that's a very different kind of turnover than when, to end the half, Michigan State throws a Hail Mary with no time on the clock and Wisconsin intercepts. So, the exact other way around. Wisconsin throws a Hail Mary, Michigan State intercepts, but that counts for nothing for Michigan State. So Wisconsin got incredibly valuable turnovers. Michigan State did not get any valuable turnovers. So huge difference. Again, score did not tell the tale between Michigan State and Wisconsin. In aggregate, using pretty much whatever measure you care to use for measuring strength of schedule so far this season, Michigan State's schedule, playing Notre Dame, playing a very good Wisconsin team, ranks in the top 25, using whatever system you want for strength of schedule. Indiana, again, having played Florida International, Ball State, Wake Forest, they don't have a strength of schedule that ranks in the top 100. So I am basically stating that Michigan State does not look as good on paper. Indiana looks a little bit better on paper than they actually are because of strength of schedule. You talked about this reverse line movement on this game. There's been reverse. So it opened at 7.5. Michigan State minus 7.5. Right now, Michigan State, you can get them at minus 6.5. But reverse line movement on FBS, all FBS college football games so far this season, Peter, is just 50% predictive, so not predictive at all. And last season, if you want to say, well, historically, it's predictive, I would beg to differ. Last season, it predicted the line movement was correct in reverse line movement games for all FBS schools, just 41.76% of the time. So I am not afraid of going against this reverse line movement here. Michigan State, after a straight-up loss under Mark D'Antonio, they are 59.26% against the spread. In the last 3 seasons, they're a perfect 4-0 against the spread coming off of a straight-up loss under Mark D'Antonio. My conclusion, Peter, as of right now, and it could change between now and kickoff, particularly because there have been some key questionable injuries. I've been in contact with beat writers from both schools, Indiana and Michigan State, regarding particularly the status of all-world offensive lineman Dan Feeney from Indiana is questionable, and Michigan State defensive leader Riley Bulla, also questionable. So those could be, we'll find out more information, which is why this is not being released to our clients yet. But as of right now, I like Michigan State at minus 6.5 points.
Unbelievable. That's as thorough a breakdown as you could possibly want on a college football game like this. Steve is in contact personally with beat writers for both teams. That's what Steve does. That's why his record long-term is so great. Steve from collegefootballwinning.com, leaning Michigan State minus 6.5. And quickly just tell us again what your website's all about for anyone who wants to find out more and sign up with you.
Thanks, Peter. At collegefootballwinning.com, I already talked about how we're a company based on making betting recommendations using sets of algorithms. And I talked about how using those algorithmic sets, our lifetime against the spread winning rate with our formula is 59.89%. Come and join us at collegefootballwinning.com. All we do is college football betting analysis, and we offer a 100% money-back guarantee on the entire season. So come to us, enter coupon code SBR10, that's SBR10. We'll give you 10% off of any membership that we're currently offering.
Thanks so much, Steve. Talk to you again next week.
Go to SBRodds.com. Browse, compare, and shop live odds available at top online sportsbooks.